how did you get better? What was your process in getting better? Did you read books?
Yeah.
Did you get coaching, or did you just trial and error? What was it? What was the deal there?
Yeah, great question. It's kind of a combination, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think like many organizations, and I didn't
Hmm.
realize at the time, but it's actually quite common.
Yeah.
First day on the job, there actually was no training, right? There's no training.
So there was no training in a job. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Now they did have a manual though, written by people
Okay.
who had never sold before, right? It's a manual like this thick.
It was
It's
a
written with
motivational speech. Okay.
yeah,
Motivational
I'm like,
quotes.
great, like this might work in like 1971, perfect, right? So
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
it didn't work. My boss never actually done the job either, right? My direct
Okay.
boss, right? So because I had a different manager at that point.
So no one could train you. Okay.
So I'm like, okay. So I remember literally, this is when I realized it though, right? It was day 2. Day 1, I went to my boss and said, hey, listen, what should I do today? He's like, I want you to go outside and I want you to walk into like 30 businesses, get business cards. I said,
Okay.
okay. Didn't give me a script, didn't give me nothing. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out there. I did 60 that day. Walked in 60 businesses that day.
Just what? Just companies just walk straight in, saw the receptionist, and just told her who you were.
Try to like present,
Wow.
try to like book an appointment, try to do something. That day was
You're
over.
probably really nervous as well, sweating. And
Oh, super nervous.
Yeah.
Booked 0 appointments, closed 0 deals, no warm leads. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like I made a
Builds
terrible
a lot of
mistake.
character. Yeah.
I should have been an accountant, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
next step, I'm gonna go again. The exact
Okay.
same thing. Very similar results. So I'm like, all right. I just did a little 120, like I only walked in 120 businesses in 2 days. And I did, sales cannot be this hard. It can't be. So I went to the library that weekend, right? The public library.
Mm-hmm.
And I got every single sales book I could find. This is like Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Og Mandino, all the classics that that people would read, and this is like 2007. So I mean, people were definitely on the internet, but there wasn't like as many blogs.
No.
LinkedIn was still very much a recruiting platform at the time. There wasn't much of a sales resource out there, right? So it was like taking these tactics and trying, trial and error. Going out there, trying the phone scripts, trying the walk-in scripts, trying all these things, because a lot of times, or because of the time, like all those books that are really well known, right? They were by people who hadn't sold for years, people who have been out of the field for years. Like social selling was starting to become a new thing.
Yeah,
right? So I didn't know what social selling was, trying to figure that out. So it was a transition of trial and error, combining it, tweaking it, and learning little things, right? Like for example, the way I would do, like every day, after each appointment, I would write down one thing I did really well and one thing I could tweak, right?
The sales journal, nice.
Yeah, so I was just self-auditing myself until I started seeing better results. Now, it took a little time. So like month 1, I was the worst. Month 2, I was the worst. Month 3, I was number 1. And then I held that ever since then. So, but it took a time to get to that point. It wasn't easy, right? And then eventually, when I had to start training people, I realized that I needed a methodical way to teach people stuff, and that's really it starts shaping it because of each situation occurred. I'm like, how do I solve this? How do I close more? How do I increase my closing ratio? How do I prospect more? How do I build a funnel that's consistent? How do I influence someone who's this type of decision maker, right? And training myself was really critical.